Alright, so I don't know when that cut off. It kind of pisses me off that it keeps cutting off. I don't know when it's going to, but so here's the piece that we cut out. So I'm going to take off all these jagged edges and everything. I kind of bent it a little bit here, but get that back where it needs to be, and then this will be our template to put in the new piece of steel. So I'll get back to you on that, so hang on. Alright, so here's where we're at. Got a big old hole in the frame. What makes it difficult is that it is curved right there. So I have this piece here. This was in the car like this. Right. Kind of hard to show a three-dimensional object in 2D. So there you go. So I was going to use this right here, but it's actually way thicker than what was in there, so don't need that. And I actually have a piece of this bed frame, and I think it's about the exact same thickness. Let's see, you can tell a little bit better this way. So I think that's the same thickness there. So what I'm going to do is right above these little holes, I'm going to try to cut this all the way down. I basically laid this out like this, measured it out like this, kind of rolled it down. And so that gives me to about right here. I might make it just a tiny bit, longer, but I'm going to cut this, and then I'm going to leave just a little bit of a lip right here, and then obviously I'll have to cut some of this off too, but I'm hoping that'll give a little bit of the relief that I need. So that's what I'm shooting for, so we'll use the old chop saw. Pretty good cut. Not really very sharp, definitely not hot. Alright, so we got it set in there and just kind of tacked. I think what I want to do is trim some more off and bring this further back. As it is right now, I think it'll work. I don't think it'll have a problem not working, or I don't think there'll be a problem with it not working, but since I'm doing this, I want to go ahead and give a little bit more room. I might make it a little bit lower. This corner right here definitely needs to go over just a little bit more. But I think I might take an 1/8 of an inch all the way out, slide everything over. I just tack weld this for right now, just so I can mock it up. Gotta get that to stay just right, but as you can see right now, it'll clear. But that's flat on there. Yeah, So that's flat on there, and you can see, oh, there you go. You can see there's enough room, but since I'm doing this, I'm going to go ahead and make sure there's plenty of room, so whenever I'm putting that belt on it, it's not going to be an issue. So, alright, well that's what I'm going to do, and I'll get back with y'all. Thanks for watching. So I never said I was a welder. Never claimed to be, but it doesn't mean I don't know how to weld. These are definitely not my best welds by any means. The problem is, well, one, like I said, I'm not a welder. The other thing is, I have this big old gun that I have to stick down in here, and I can't maneuver it and get it where I need it to be, so I kind of just blob the weld on there. Another problem with this being such a confined area is that it's really hard to get my grinder down in there without tearing other stuff up and without tearing the whole front end of this off again. So I'll show you what I got. So I can only bend down there for so long before it starts killing my back. So this is going to be a long drawn out process, but whenever I am done, it will look really nice. Like whenever I'm done, it should blend in pretty good, especially since I have these smaller grinders to get down into where it needs to get. I also have some carbide tips for even tighter spots. I like, especially on this side, the motor side, on the bottom side, and right here, super tight, even with this 90-degree. So yeah, there you go. Kind of a sneak peek with the video series I got going on upgrading to a 1992 Z28 Camaro Serpentine Belt system. Look forward to a couple of these videos popping up. I'm just really taking my time doing this. I do want it to look professional once it's done. Obviously with these welds, they're not pretty. I can't help it. Will take a lot of welding and grinding, but once I get that done, I'll be able to slap all of this together, and then we can work on the air compressor and getting all of that hooked up, and then wiring up the alternator. I think that's pretty much, those are going to be the two hardest things to do. And then that'll be up and running again. Then we can put in the dual electric fans, the MSD box, and the electric cutouts for the exhaust, and everything else I got planned. So, alright, so here's there's so little room, I don't even have enough room to to show you. But oh goodness. Yeah, so there we go. Now I'm just going to throw a quick coat of paint on there. So I did have a problem with one of these discs. They ripped, or it ripped. The other ones tend to be okay, but they're not balanced for 130, wait, what am I at, 150? Yeah, 120 to 150 psi on the angle die grinder. But all in all, did pretty good job. So now, just need to throw a quick coat of paint on there so it doesn't rust, and looks a lot better. Alright, give me a second. All done there. So I'll wait for that to dry, and we'll come out, and I need to blow off all of this. There's a bunch of the grinding dust and all that stuff. So I'll make sure I blow everything out really well after that dries. And then we'll start with putting on that lower pulley, and we should be able to put on the belt today, hopefully. So Alright, hang on, I'll get back with you. Okay, so the question is, will a 1992 Z28 Camaro Serpentine Belt system fit on a 1980 Corvette ZZ4 crate motor? Yes, it will. You will have to do some things to make it fit. You'll see how much clearance I had to make in order for that to fit on there. If this is in a bigger car, Chevelle, Nova, Apache truck, C10, whatever, you probably won't have any kind of problems with this. The deal is with the Corvettes is that the engine sits so low, well, the whole car sits low, and so they have to really sink that engine down. Maybe if I got a little bit taller motor mounts, that might have worked, but we got it in there, so that's the main thing. Looks good, looks nice. So here's what we got to do. We got to get a new radiator hose that will stick out about 3 inches this way, go over about, I don't know, 18 inches that way, and then back another 9 or 10 inches this way. And then I'll get a new thermostat housing that goes straight instead of at 45. So that'll take care of that. This weird looking hose right here, I basically just need to take this whole hose off and get just one straight hose, and I'll weave that through there, through here, and that plugs into right there. So that's pretty easy. So this here, and I don't remember which one it is, but one of these just jumps straight over to this. I did a little bit of research. I don't remember which one, so I'll be sure to record it, but I think it might be this one. It comes over and jumps to that bolt. This one is going to be, and again, might be that one, but that's going to be your exciter wire, or like your key on wire, and then this is going to be your regular power wire that comes from the battery. Anyway, so that's that. I'll figure that out after I get some of this other stuff done. I still need to plug that in down there. What I need to do is jack the car up, lift it up, and go from underneath the car. That's going to be the easiest way to get in there and do that. And then the return hose, I'll need to get another return hose that's long enough. So that's on this side. Then on this side, one issue is that pulley right there. It really needs to have those ribs in it. This is made for going on the flat part on the back side of that belt. So I mean, you can probably even do without that. If this becomes a problem, if it starts chewing up belts, I'll just take that pulley off, because it doesn't look like it's needed. So that's that. So here's the original air conditioning like hookup, and so this is kind of, there's not a lot of room, but anyway, so this kind of sits sideways, and the way this plugs in is flat across like this. So since I want to redo the AC lines anyways, just so I know that there's no junk, I tried to cover this up, but just so I know that there's no junk in these lines, I'll probably wind up getting a new one that might fit like the Z28 Camaro, and see if that's a direct fit for that. Then the other thing we'll need to figure out is these wires. This was the original wire, and so it might can just find an adapter at like a junkyard or something like that, and I can plug that in there. Not sure what that is. That might be a temperature switch, or I don't know, something. I'll look and find out for sure. I don't remember. Totally went blank on that. I don't remember. This bottom one, that went to, I think that one went to the electric fan, but it never did. It never worked, as far as I know. That's pretty much it. like I said, I was worried about it. I was worried about it fitting, but as you can see, there's plenty of room right here. It's just that bottom piece, and then on this side, there's a lot more room. Like I kind of mentioned earlier, it's a lot easier to get a hold of that reservoir. But yeah, I think it looks a lot better. And then once we get all this situated and it's running good, then, oh, the other thing I had to do was the lower radiator hose. I just had to cut off about 2 inches or something like that. And then that allowed that hose to fit in there. Yeah, so that was the only other thing I had to do to modify to make it fit. But like I said, this is so much cleaner. I have hopefully all these components will work, but I have and so hopefully this alternator will work. That's one issue I was having, plus it gives me more amperage. And then hopefully the AC compressor works, and that's another fix that I needed to do. But yeah, like I said, this looks a whole lot better. Again, I don't have a fan on here. I don't have the mechanical fan, so it's going to free up some horsepower. Not a whole lot, but every little bit helps. So, alright guys, well, y'all comment rate. Look in the description at the bottom. It should have a Amazon affiliate link. It just helps contribute back to the channel, because filming this takes a whole lot of extra effort to do than if I just did it and not worried about filming each step and all that. So it does help contribute back to the channel. Besides, YouTube is free, so that's free. Subscribing is free, so that's good. Using the Amazon affiliate link, that's basically free. It doesn't cost you anything extra. You get the same price if you used your own Amazon link. Alright, that's it, y'all. If you got any tips or tricks or anything that I skipped that could cause catastrophic problems, let me know. But until then, thanks again for watching, and we'll catch you later. See ya.